Jai Hind everyone. On the International Day of Yoga and the World Hydrography Day, Prime Minister commissioned 3 warships into the Indian Navy. Now, even though all the headlines, all the news will only focus upon the number of platforms that have been inducted into the Indian Navy, but the real story is that how every warship will fill a different gap in India's maritime and India's strategic security. One ship is a missile frigate, another is a submarine hunter, and other is a seabed intelligence platform. So this is not just a fleet expansion, it is an expansion of India's ability to see, hunt, and dominate its maritime sovereignty. Now, the 3 warships that were commissioned were INS Dunagiri, INS Agre, and INS Sanshodha. The best part is all 3 ships have been built in India and have been entering service together. And all of these are solving 3 different naval challenges. Now, historically, this moment is also important. It is only the second time that the triple commissioning of frontline naval platforms have taken place in recent years. So, this is something that the entire country must be proud of. So, in this session, we will be discussing what are these 3 ships with 3 different strategic roles that the Indian Navy has conducted. Okay. Now, the triple commissioning took place on 21st of June at the Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers. So Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port, this induction took place, presided by the Prime Minister, and PM delivered a core message that India no longer wants to be a buyer in international defense sector. India wants to be a manufacturer. So keeping in mind the last 1.5 month, the strategic inductions, strategic tests that India has conducted are going to give a great boost to Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliance in the defense sector. The Indian Navy had conducted these ships, and all these ships have got 3 different messages that India has now delivered, not just to its adversaries, but to the entire world. One ship that can fight far out at sea, one ship that can map the sea, and one that can hunt submarines close to the coast. Now, Prime Minister, while presiding over the commissioning, had made it very clear that India now does not want to be known as a defense importer, but shall be soon a defense manufacturer and defense exporter. The 3 vessels, okay, have 3 key features. The vessel, one of it, has got the BrahMos, the armed stealth frigate that also has BrahMos, okay, the INS Dunagiri, the deep water survey vessel INS Sanshodhak, and the anti-submarine warfare shallow water craft INS Agre. They all have been built by the Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers in Kolkata, and according to the Defense Ministry, the 3 together have more than 75% indigenous content and involve over 200 MSMEs that have that are now giving shape to the ultimate aim of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So this commissioning is truly extraordinary, and it is not just the ships but the diversified roles they will be giving to the Indian Navy. Now, when we have a look at the big picture, now these distinct ships have got unique strategic roles, and they have been commissioned in a single historic ceremony. And as I have told you, this is for just the second time in the Indian history. All built indigenously, designed by the Navy's Warship Design Bureau. More than 75% of indigenous content, and supply chain involves over 200 MSMEs. Now, this reflects a balanced capability of deep sea blue water combat, hydrographic surveying, and coastal anti-submarine defense. So, best part in this is something that we have seen, that the year of 2026 is now the year of force acceleration. As per the naval chief, okay, naval chief has noted that this tri-commissioning is coming just 17 months after India's first ever simultaneous commissioning of 3 warships that took place in January 2025 at Mumbai. Okay. Now, it also reflects that India's warship building capability is getting a new speed in the modern technology, self-reliance, and also the self-confidence. Now, having a look at each ship. The first is INS Dunagiri, the stealth-guided missile frigate. Now, imagine a warship that can evade enemy radar, a warship that can carry supersonic cruise missile BrahMos and can defend entire aircraft carrier battle group, all while being built in half the time it took just a few years ago. That is INS Dunagiri. Now, herein we can see this belongs to the Nilgiri class. Okay. Now, INS Dunagiri is 5th Nilgiri class stealth frigate that has been built under Project 17A and the second of this class that has been built at the GRSC. It has got multi-mission stealth frigate. The roles are multi-mission stealth frigate for deep sea blue water operations. Okay. The key weapons that it can carry is BrahMos. Okay. So BrahMos, we have already seen that it has been a game changer. Okay, so it contains BrahMos surface to surface supersonic cruise missile. Okay, MR-SAM. Okay, the medium range surface to air missile. Okay, the MF Star radar. MF Star radar that it carries, the advanced sensor that it carries. Okay, this MF Star is multi-function surveillance, track, and guidance radar. Okay. Now, the special features, it has got high stealth, advanced automation, robust survivability, and state-of-the-art combat management system. Now, it will undertake strategic tasks. Okay, air defense, surface warfare, and escort duties for high-value assets, that is the aircraft carrier. So, entire aircraft battle group can operate under its shadow. Moreover, it will be very useful against the conventional and the non-conventional threat. Okay, so this INS Dunagiri, okay, it reincarnates the name of the earlier INS Dunagiri. Previously, INS Dunagiri was a Leander class frigate that had served from 1977 until 2010. Okay, and as rightly its name says, okay, so this is a Sanskrit word which says victory is my profession. Okay, now this frigate has been delivered in 80 months. Okay, and this is again something to be appreciated. Okay, moreover, the project had generated employment for approximately 4,000 personnel and around 10,000 people were indirectly benefited. Okay, moving on to the next is INS Sanshodhak, which is a survey vessel. Okay, large survey vessel. So we have always seen that the warships are something that grab headlines. It is often the survey vessel that wins us the wars. Now, survey vessel exactly know what lies beneath the surface. Okay, and INS Sanshodhak is India's eye under the sea. Now, this is basically the fourth and the final ship of the Sandhyak class survey vessel. Okay. Moreover, the dimensions, it is 110 meters in length and 3,400 of tons displacement approximately. Okay. Now, the hull material that has been used here, okay, that has also been made indigenously. Okay, and the steel material in the hull has been delivered by the Steel Authority of India Limited. Okay, now the key equipments are the autonomous underwater vehicles, the remotely operated vehicles, and multi-beam echo sounders. Okay, digital side scan sonars and advanced data acquisition systems are being part of it. Okay, moreover, now this warship can map the seabeds, ports, approaches, navigational channels, and the India's exclusive economic zone. Strategically, it will support naval operations, safe shipping, disaster relief, and will enhance the maritime domain awareness in coastal and also the deep waters. Okay. Now, the best part is that this coincides, this commissioning coincides with the World Hydrography Day. So, this is a remarkable coincidence that has been noted while it was being commissioned. Okay. Moreover, it will enhance maritime domain awareness and would provide crucial underwater intelligence for naval operations, safe shipping, and also disaster relief. Okay. Now, moving on to the third, the INS Agre, the anti-submarine warfare craft. Now, in the crowded, noisy water near our coastlines, enemy submarines can hide, okay, and they can maintain their stealth features. Now, INS Agre will act like a magnet that finds those fine needles in the haystacks, and then this INS Agre can hammer and neutralize them. Now, this INS Agre is the fourth of eight class Arnala class anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft, and it will have a dedicated role of submarine hunting in the coastal waters. Okay. Now, this is designed specifically to detect and engage underwater threats in the coastal areas. Okay. The key weapons, it will have lightweight indigenous torpedoes, indigenous anti-submarine rocket launchers. It has been fitted with specialized shallow water sonar systems. Okay. Now, this will strategically undertake the detection, tracking, and neutralizing the enemy submarines in the noisy coastal waters around the naval bases and offshore installations. Now, the earlier INS Agre was a patrol vessel, and that INS Agre was decommissioned in 2017. So this INS Agre continues the legacy of the earlier patrol vessel. Now, while Dunagiri will fight the high seas, Agre will secure the near shore waters. So it will close into the critical gaps, okay, and will fill all those gaps in India's layered maritime defense system. Now, when we talk about this triple commissioning, it has also got a strategic significance. Okay, INS Dunagiri for blue water combat, INS Sanshodhak maritime domain awareness, and INS Agre would fulfill coastal and anti-submarine defense. Okay, now why this becomes important? Just remember, India has a 7,500 kilometer long coastline. Okay, now this 7,500 kilometer long coastline has got critical sea lanes that carries billions of dollars in trade, and also neighborhood where submarines are becoming increasingly common. Okay, so when we are talking about Pakistan and China, and we have recently seen that Pakistan has been recently commissioning one more submarine. Now, these three ships are not just assets, they are answers to all those gaps. Okay, now, moving ahead, it also addresses the geopolitical realities. Now, these inductions addresses the evolving threat in the Indian Ocean region, the Arabian Sea, as well as the Bay of Bengal, and the what we can say the broader entire Indo-Pacific region. Okay, with China's expanding naval presence, China has got submarines, research vessels, and BRI infrastructure. So these inductions, they make these capabilities essential for maintaining a favorable maritime balance in this region. Okay, moreover, it shall directly counter the expanding naval presence of China. It would provide credible deterrence against Pakistan and would secure our entire 7,500 kilometer long coastline. Okay. Now, while commissioning, Prime Minister has categorically mentioned that a nation can speak of its peace only when it possesses the strength to safeguard its interest. Moreover, the Prime Minister had also said that India has always regarded the ocean as a medium of cooperation, but strength is essential to safeguard peace around the region. Now, this also has got an Atmanirbhar Bharat impact. So, for decades, India was one of the world's largest importer of military equipment, but today, okay, while commissioning, Prime Minister has again declared that India no longer wants to remain merely a buyer in the defense sector, and these three ships are proof that we are becoming builders and not just the buyers. Okay, so specifically we have seen that by building these ships, okay, India has been creating an ecosystem of defense manufacturing in the country. Now, it would gain momentum. So, continuing the Navy's self-reliance drive, over 40 ships have been built recently, and 45 naval platforms are currently under construction across the entire country. Okay, so this is something that is giving employment to thousands of young people. Okay, and this is something that is also giving a boost to startups in the defense sector. Clear? So if we have a bigger look, okay, we can see that the scope in the defense manufacturing is expanding with every passing day. Okay, recently the government has also given a 70,000 crore stimulus package, okay, for the shipping sector, and it was essentially called an investment in India's maritime future and also the industrial expansion. Okay, now moving ahead, if we can see, we can also understand one thing. Okay, that INS Dunagiri, INS Sanshodhak, and INS Agray, they are not just vessels of steel and technology. Okay, they are symbols of new India, an India that designs, builds, and decides for itself. Okay, even the Prime Minister has very rightly said that India inspires to be a creator, and as a creator, we will also become decisive in the times to come. Okay, so please do let me know what is your observation upon this triple induction. Along with this, today the GS Foundation batches are starting. So today the batches are starting. In case you have still not subscribed to our batches, please do subscribe, because all of these batches for 2027-2028 exam are based upon our SMART model. Okay, it will have structured classes, mentorship, assessment, revision, and test. Okay, moreover, you can use the code SRM Live to avail maximum discount on all of StudyIQ P2I batches. Okay, so this was all from my side today. We'll see you all in the next session. Jai Hind.